Well, good morning. Today is not too bad of a day. At least I'm in spring, and as you can see, I finally made it to camp. This is the second day of camp. I did spend last night here. I did a lot of work yesterday, and I want to show you what I did. This will be some cutting, but on the milling, but not what you're used to seeing. So that and I'll give you some moisture readings and stuff on some of the eastern hemlock I cut last year. So stay tuned. Now, my Woodmizer sawmill hasn't run for quite a while. It was in November last time it ran. So it is now the very end of March. So I'm going to do some quick checks on it too before I start cutting. What I did was I checked to make sure the height was all right on it. That when I set the height for 5.5 is what I want to on these 4x6s. I want that height to be right at 5.5. So I checked it with a tape measure. It seemed to be okay. I got the motor started. It seemed to start up better than I thought it would. It starts okay in the warm. It's the cold that seems to really bother it. It's 70 degrees today. So a few pulls. I didn't tape it or anything, but it did take me, I don't know, 5 or 6 pulls to get her going. But it's going, and so I am getting ready to cut. Now I'm making these all the exact same size because I want to put them on inside my new addition, and they're going to be the support for the loft. So I want them all exactly the same size, or the same height anyhow. I'm not too concerned about the width, but the height I want the same in order to make sure that my floor is constant. There's no squeaks, no bad spots in the floor. So that is why I'm doing this. These have been drying since last year. At the end of the video, I'll give you what I actually, the moisture content and how long they've been drying. Naturally, they're not all drying the same, but I'll let you know the moisture content and what it is. So stay around till the end. As we get to the end of the first cut, you'll notice the slight difference in height. I'm not taking very much off these, but as I said before, I want everything nice and level and tight. Now that my first 3 are cut, let's get them loaded and get them to where I'm going to stack them here and try to get them to dry the rest of the way, and also where I'm going to use them at. Now at this point in the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about tractor safety. As I was driving this down, it is on a hillside, and I started going one way. The tractor started tipping too much, so I went ahead and backed it up a little bit and got it more on the level so I could put the beams down to unload them. Now I'll be honest here, while lifting, these are a lot lighter than they were when I first cut them. I could hardly move them when I first cut them, and I had to use a tractor to move them. Here you see me lifting them. I do, as a senior, have a back brace on. I try to make it as easy as I can to lift and move these pieces around, because Lord knows I don't want to get hurt. So I do a little bit of drag and a little bit of lifting, and if it's too heavy, I'll drag it up in. One of the hardest parts of this job was actually the removal of all the other wood and what was stacked on top of these 4x6s to get them off. As you see, I still use techniques to minimize how much weight I actually have to lift and save my back a little. I'm just checking to see if one edge is straighter than the other edge. While you're clamping these, make sure you don't clamp too high and the board starts to roll on you a little bit. That would make an uneven cut. So make sure you verify that. Obviously, you can see the difference in height through these 3 pieces here, these 4x6s by 12s. Hopefully, as I get better on in my sawmill experience, I will get these cut a little bit closer together so I don't have to do this. I don't know whether you'll have to because of drying techniques, but I do know my sawmill techniques need to improve a little bit, as this was my first year on the sawmill itself. Now for my loft project that these boards are going to be cut for, I also need some 2x6s by 8s. I'm just going to go ahead and dig through what I have. Some of them are 9 foot, some of them are 8 foot, but I only need them 8 foot long, so I'm going to cut these and make sure that they're the same size of the 4x6s I'm using, which I want that 5.5 height, and I'm not all that concerned about the width. Once I'm done milling for the day, I do have a kind of a sequence of events I put this machine away with. First, you've seen me put the pin in the back. That locks it into place. Make sure the water is off. And then I will relieve the tension on the blade. That's very important to relieve that tension on the blade. I forgot to one time, and it kind of messed up the blade a little bit in the tensioning device. Then I go ahead and reattach the... It has a little bit of it's a screw with a wing nut on it to hang the tension wrench. Make sure you put it back into place. Then after that, you have to set the whole unit down to relieve the tension on the cables. That way I don't have to worry about the cable stretching. I think this is a very important part of putting everything away, so it's ready to go next time you use it. Back to loading and hauling and removing and all that good happy stuff. Now I'm inside my addition to the camp. I can get started on it. I haven't been making very good progress on it, to be honest. Medical issues kind of slowed me down a little bit, but now I'm getting ready to get going on it. I did do some work yesterday, and I'll show you what I accomplished here yesterday, and I'll give you some final moisture readings on the hemlock that I cut last year. I'll give you a better time. I'll have to look at some videos to give some dates I cut it up. And it seems like it dried pretty good. It was nice and light, but I'll give you some moisture readings so you have a good information. First, I'll show it to you. Now here, I've hauled in, you've seen me haul it in the video, some 4" by 6". I cut them down to 5.5" to make sure they're all exactly the same size. I also brought in 8 2x6s, and I cut them down to 5.5" wide. I'm not real worried about the actual width of them. I was worried more about the 5.5 to make sure that floor is level. That's why I cut these to size, and those to make sure when I use them, these are going to be for the loft, that they're actually, the loft floor is nice and straight and doesn't have any big squeaks or anything like that in it. Now, using my meter for the wood moisture meter I have, which is a TS630, I got anywhere from 14 to 19 moisture content on these, and including the middle. So I might put a fan down in here in between them, get some air movement through them to see if I can get them dry out a little bit more in here. I will be putting them up soon. I don't know how much that's going to matter. These are just, they're not really wall boards or anything like that, so I'm not so sure I have to dry them out super good. I don't have a kiln built yet. That's something I may want to make sure that I do for the walls. Just the framing, I'm not all that concerned about it. Whether I should be or not, let me know in the comments. So that was yesterday's project. I got the size down. I am missing one 4x6 I'm gonna have to make. I'm gonna have to cut another one. So I'm gonna have to go out today, look to see what I can find. I might have to I'm gonna have to down some more trees soon anyhow to do some more milling. I don't have too much left to mill except some cherry, which wouldn't be bad. I wanna make some wall paneling out of cherry, so I might have to just go ahead and start milling that here soon. But thanks for viewing. I appreciate your time. If you like this kind of content, please like and share and subscribe. And ring that bell so you don't miss any more, because you don't want to miss as I build this room up and get it up to ship shape, so to speak, and be able to use it. So once again, it's the old man with the plan, and I'll see you later.